Tears for the Tear God, Salt for the Salt Throne, and Gas the Leaf Tribe.
So this is the story of Muhammad Ali, not Cassius Clay the boxer. The Toronto man who left Canada in 2014 to join the Islamic State. Serving in a sniper unit, he served ISIS for several years. While fighting with the jihadist terror group, he also kept up regular social media posts, boasting of ISIS campaigns, joking about playing soccer with the severed heads of captured Westerners, and calling on others to attack targets here at home. He said he'd never felt more alive than he did fighting for ISIS, and claimed he was no longer Canadian. And then he got caught. That's actually an excerpt from a Global News article I'll link. This man now says he wants to come home. And apparently, because of a lack of witnesses and official statements and these things happening outside Canadian jurisdiction, it can be very difficult to lay charges against someone who's done this. I have an idea. So let's take a look here. High treason. Everyone commits high treason who, in Canada, and skip the stuff about the Queen, levies war against Canada or does any act preparatory thereto, or assists an enemy at war with Canada, or any armed forces against whom Canadian forces are engaged in hostilities, whether or not a state of war exists between Canada and a country whose forces they are. Now, the Islamic State is technically at war with basically everyone that isn't the Islamic State, sort of by their nature. And Canadian forces have engaged with them, but there's a couple of caveats here. One is in Canada. Yeah, so this didn't happen in Canada. And the other is the country whose forces they are. Now, we don't recognize, with good reason, the Islamic State as a legitimate nation. So they're simply a terrorist organization and not a country. So maybe this doesn't count. All right, so let's move on. That was high treason. Let's just look at regular old treason. Everyone commits treason who, in Canada, fuck, damn it, conspires with any person to commit high treason or to do anything mentioned in paragraph A. And paragraph A is uses force or violence for the purpose of overthrowing the government of Canada or a province. Unfortunately, that still requires it happen in Canada. So let's go further on. Let's see here. Oh, here's something interesting. Canadian citizen. Notwithstanding subsection 1 or 2, a Canadian citizen or a person who owes allegiance to Her Majesty in right of Canada. A. Commits high treason if, while in or out of Canada, he does anything mentioned in subsection 1. Or B. Commits treason if, while in or out of Canada, he does anything mentioned in subsection 2. Overt act. Where it is treason to conspire with any person, the act of conspiring is an overt act of treason. Now, this man went on Facebook and encouraged people to commit acts of terror. Okay? Now, if you ask me, that's conspiracy to do those things with anyone so inclined to listen and to engage. And while they are simple acts of terror, the ultimate goal is to eventually overthrow the government of Canada. And it doesn't matter if you're getting in on the ground floor. An act of treason is an act of fucking treason. Okay? Maybe I'm terribly wrong. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm not a legal expert. I'm not an expert in anything. So if I'm wrong, fucking tell me. But this seems to me like it should be pretty cut and fucking dry. Okay, now, let's talk about the women who left Canada to join ISIS. Some of them followed their husbands to become housewives of soldiers or whatever. And then, ISIS started getting their asses handed to them, and now they're all like, oh no, the cities are being bombed, it's too dangerous, we want to go back to Canada. At least one of these women, who's now being held in a Kurdish camp, left Canada on her own, unmarried, no family, to join ISIS. And when she got there, they stuck her in a house to cook and clean, and she can't leave. She has no family, she has no husband, she can't leave the fucking house. It's an Islamic State. So she had to seek out an ISIS fighter and marry him just so she could leave the house. And now it's been months since since the Kurds have contacted Canada and said, hey, do you want to come get your fucking people? Because we don't want them. And it seems Canada's not too keen on bringing them back, at least not too quickly. And I don't have the article in front of me, so I'm not going to get the quote verbatim here. But one of these women said something like, it's not fair. We're from the greatest country in the world. Why is this happening to us?
Get a drink.
Why is this Because you joined ISIS, you loopy fucking cunt. What the fuck is this shit? Relevant links to shit I said in the description. Maybe. I'm a retweet. Like, subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. At least it used to be.